Michigan wins the national championship. The Wolverines are champions. Congratulations to Dusty May. Let's break down how this went wrong for UConn. Hey, look, I got to clarify something from a previous video. I did a Final Four video, and I had confused what a top lock was. You learn something new every day. I feel like I have a good problem-solving mind as a coach, but top lock was an obscure term that I had not solidified in my mind. But a top lock is when you hedge on a down screen or a stagger screen of some kind. So I wanted to clarify that because that's not how I used the term in the last video. Also, this game came down to a 5-point swing. UConn was staging another comeback, patient one, just like they were in the game against Duke. And there was a 5-point swing. They were down 4 points. They had an opportunity on a fast break. They were thwarted. And Michigan came down and hit a 3 that put them up 7. So it would have been that they would have been down 2 had they converted on the fast break. They forced a steal in transition. They could have been down 2 with a couple minutes left in the game. It ended up being down 7 with about 2 minutes left in the game. That basically broke their back. It might have even been closer to 90 seconds left in the game. So that type of thing, man, that's really, if I had to define this game based on one play, I would pick that sequence and that swing right there. That is what defined the game to me. And that's unfortunate, but that's how it works in these big games. You have two heavyweights going at it. The way the ball bounces sometimes makes a huge difference. Braylon Mullins, I think, went 3 for 12 or something like that. From 3, he did not have a good night from behind the arc, and, that's a lot of pressure on a shooter. Other guys didn't have great shooting percentages on UConn as well, but, it's a percentage game. When it comes to hitting shots, it is a percentage game. Hurley said it after the game. We didn't hit shots. That's the truth. Sometimes that's the truth. It sounds like you're deflecting onto the players as a coach, but the truth is sometimes you don't hit shots. The ball doesn't go in. And it's not anybody's fault. It's not the player's fault. Shooting is a percentage thing. You train to get your percentage up, and your percentage is going to vary within a range. And you just want to move the range up, okay? You just want to continue to move the range up with your training. And when you have a bad night like that, it's just a numbers game. You're going to lose. That's why I don't think you can build your game around shooting. I think you need to be able to get to the rack, play defense, do other things. When you build your game around shooting, you're at the mercy of the numbers. And you're at the mercy of probabilities, and so that's what. And then you go to the national championship, you see good closeouts, good contests, and it just doesn't go down for you. You lose the game. So, to me, I don't think shooting is a sustainable way to win the game. Anyway, I mean, having a shooter like Braylon Mullins is extremely valuable. I'm not trying to say anything about that, but you can't you can't hope to win based on shooting for this reason. This is exactly why. And I'm not saying that UConn was built upon shooting either. They're a well-rounded team, but that's what happens when part of your success is based on shooting the ball.
30 minutes from crowning a champion. UConn controls the tip. And there you go, Grant Hill right now. He's not 100% himself. Ball a sprained left foot on Saturday night.
Cadeau really ran the show for Michigan, and he had a great game.
The mismatch inside, ball on Johnson.
They stretched it out here. I think not a good pass.
So when you get a mismatch like this is the thing about. This is the problem, all right? All right, so let's watch this play.
100% himself.
This is a good hedge. This is actually a bad hedge, I'm not going to lie.
Right now, he's not 100% himself.
Look, and I say it all the time about the drop coverage. Guys, look at my Wemby versus Jokic, the Spurs video from like 2 days ago. I think it got dropped yesterday, actually, the day before this video did. And you see it was a, high right side ball screen over here. And a lot of teams now in the NBA and in college are vacating the weak side and running a flare on the strong side so that you can't tag from the weak side on the roller. And that's smart, but you should still just chase the flare, go over the top, and make him put the ball on the ground, chase him off the line, run him off the line, as they say. And then that way he's dribbling back into traffic. So, and then you can figure it out, right? You can kind of scramble, rotate, whatever. And that's also like 5-6 options down the line. We talked about that. This situation, they don't play that shitty-ass drop coverage that gets people fucked. Like most teams get fucked on that drop coverage, and it's just dog shit. And I've talked about it ad nauseum. And, excuse the language, but, it's that bad, really. I mean, I just don't get it. This is almost as bad because you can force a switch. Let me explain why, okay? What he needs to do, what Karaban needs to do is stay attached, rely on the tag, okay, to take 21, and get over the top of this with his arms out. He should be Left foot here, right foot here, forcing Elliot Cadeau to go backwards, okay? And stay connected to your ball defender as well so you can't split it, okay? You need to stay attached. And then if there's a slip or a short roll, the tagger gets that, and we rotate on the back of that. But that's going to be a tough pocket pass to make. That's one thing that people always, one of the biggest arguments against the high hedge is the fact that the pocket pass is available. But the pocket pass is tough to make, man. It's not, and look, and it doesn't just win you the play if you're able to make the pocket pass. Yes, it gives you an advantage, but you can scramble. You still can rotate one pass, two pass. You know what I mean? There's a scramble and there's an opportunity to recover before they can even make a play. And that's if the pocket pass is able to be made, okay? This soft hedge here allows Cadeau, right? It just allows Cadeau to drag this out and force the switch, okay? And then solo ball is now behind the play, and he's going to have to switch. If you hedge high, you can't force the switch. Cadeau's got to go backwards, right? He's got to go backwards and go around. Solo ball is now going over the screen but under the hedge, okay? Or vice versa. It's just a quick flash. And actually, I think this functions better. Historically, this is what I've done with my teams. It's a quick flash. Elliot Cadeau starts going backwards. You drop, and solo ball recovers. And Elliot Cadeau's back here. He might be able to attack, but ball can move his feet and get in front, right? And it might delay him a little bit to wait for Caravan to go back to his man. But that way, you don't get switched on at all, and nothing happens with that screen.
Ball a spring.
Okay, but you get a switch. And now you get a mismatch in the post, and then Johnson gets the ball. You don't want to switch. You don't want to switch. Unless you're the San Antonio Spurs, who have all combo guards / combo wing forwards, and they are all long, 6'4 plus, can all play defense, can all do a multitude of things defensively, can have switchability, as they say, and then you have Wembanyama waiting in the paint. If you don't have that, you don't want to switch. You do not want to switch, because this is what happens. You create a mismatch. So what you want to do is hedge high, all right? Ignore the slip, all right? Let that go. If that happens, that happens. We have a weak side tagger, all right? Braylon Mullins on the strong side needs to stay attached because this is a short closeout. This is a short pass, okay? It is also a short closeout, but the short pass makes it easy for this guy to just quickly catch and shoot before you can recover. The long pass that it takes to throw this to the weak side makes it so you can recover. You have time to recover, okay? And then it's also a tough pass. The skip pass is tough. When you get, we're talking about, from here, getting around, trying to beat solo ball a little bit. There's a weak side tagger. There's help everywhere. And then you're trying to make a skip pass through all this length. Yeah, it's there. And, but we can rotate and X out. Xing out is one option, right? So let me explain what happens on the back of this slip. You slip, short roll, whatever. He catches it right here. We tag, okay? This guy's kind of playing in the middle. Cadeau makes a pass to, let's say, 23. He's probably going to be the more open option, right? 5 runs. Caravan gets back to his man. 2 gets out here, okay? And then, yes, they forced a switch. I see that they forced a switch, right? But that's reliant on this pocket pass being made, which is going to be hard, okay? With all this length in his face, you're hedging, you're basically blitzing the screen. That's a tough pass to make. It's not that easy. And it's better that than just get an easy switch right off the bat, you know what I mean? You can at least, maybe there's a chance that doesn't happen, right? You give yourself a shot to not create an advantage for the offense on the ball screen. So that's my philosophy on this, honestly. I think it's well supported. And, you could X out. Once that pass is made, 5 could drop, 2 could go back, Caravan could go. Or you could also go, 5 goes, Caravan goes, and 2 stays on the big. So, I mean, any number of ways you want to do that. Either rotate or X out.
Ball a spring left foot.
It's better than this.
On Saturday night.
The mismatch inside, ball on Johnson.
He stretched it out here. Not a good pass, but he got a catch. And the lay-in. Typically coming from this side, he's effective. Feed the post. Reed using that body. Goes to the left hand for the deuce. So he does search that chest out. UConn trying to get it into gear here. Then we go inside now. Ball fakes out a 3. Pull up pump. It rims in for solo ball. Very quiet, playing understated. Cadeau, deep shot, in and out. Rebounded Burnett. Layup doesn't go. Johnson, clean in for solo ball. Very quiet, playing understated. Cadeau, deep shot, in and out. Rebounded Burnett. Layup doesn't go. Johnson, clean up on aisle 21. Johnson's got to be careful. A lot of hands on Reed inside. He's holding on. The penetration.
Oh.
Ronnie Gale just goes. Denver playing great basketball. Ohio State's contribution. Ronnie no longer a junior.
High screen set by Johnson. McKinney feeds it to him.
Usually doesn't beat you off the dribble off.
He looked back door. There was nothing there, and now he'll do it himself. Jumps that fake. A number of shot fakes, and it leads to a bucket.
They've been stagnant by their standards. They disappear,
a number of nothing there, and now there was nothing there, and now he'll do it himself. Jumps that fake.
This is not bad defense. This is disciplined defense.
Set by Johnson. McKinney feeds it to him.
I just think it's a little soft, though. I mean, I get it. You don't want to get beat. You don't want to gamble. But I like active defense. I like, jab at the ball, make him think about it, stunt. Don't just give him an opportunity to get into his bag that he's worked on. I'm sure he's worked on moves out of this high post, pinch post area right here. Pinch post is the weak. Yeah, this is going to be the,
Usually doesn't beat you off the dribble off.
So.
He looked back door. There was nothing there, and now he'll do it himself. Jumps that fake.
I got you on a jump. I mean, yeah, more physicality. I'd like more physicality there.
He saves it. Back for Mullins. Crosses over, floats it up. It's too strong.
Mullins just had a rough night.
Get it ahead. Smith looking for the angle.
He started. I think he hit a couple shots back. I think he hit 2 shots back to back. But yeah,
He's got it.
that was later in the game. But it just wasn't his night.
Mullins shooting practice. Can't hit the three.
Nice rebound.
And Reed.
And, these are. I mean, like we're talking. He's 3 for 12. If he hits, I don't know what he was, 3 for 12 or something like that. Like something like that. If he's 5 for 12. It's a whole different game. 6 for 12, it's a whole different game. Because look, it's an 8-point game. If he had hit 2 more threes earlier, it's just a whole different game.
Saves it. Back for Mullins. Crosses over, floats it up. It's too strong. Tip in. Caravan playing a little patty cake off the backboard.
Trying to stay attached here to these Wolverines.
Listen, they have not run this empty side ball screen lob.
Tremendous move to the rim. More balance for UConn defensively.
And he runs the whole show. Advises, dictates. Cadeau. Advises, dictates.
I'm working on that exact thing, man.
Cadeau. It's a three. 47. Michigan. First 3 of the night.
Nice fade.
Mullins. Got him.
Yeah, he had a couple back-to-back here that were big. I think we're going to get to that stretch I was talking about at the beginning.
Bounce it. Mara way outside.
Screen and get to the rim.
Lundeboard. Push shot. It rims out. Tip it goes. Lundeboard with the follow.
This has been great, Michigan.
Feed it. Caravan. Diagonal. Mullins. Lines it up. And knocks it down to Trey.
And a nice flare screen there from Reed on the weak side.
I don't know what he finished with, but at one point he was like 3 for 11 from 3 or something like that. And yeah, he might have been like 4. I don't know what he had at the end, But he at that point in time, it was it was an eye-opening stat. And he got them there. I mean, literally, this kid got them there. You know what I mean? Freshman. He hit some huge shots leading up to, both in the Final Four game and the Elite 8 game. The Elite 8 game, obviously. Was that the Elite 8 game? Yeah, I'm tripping, bro. I'm not going to lie. I like to drink when I watch basketball. So, whatever game it was that he hit that buzzer beater, right? I believe that was the Elite 8. I mean, he got them here. He got them here.
Caravan, his jumper, splash!
Oh, nice.
And Caravan has shown NBA range.
There from Reed on the weak side.
Demery, watched by Gale.
But he does have a tendency to shoot way deeper than he needs to in the college game. I mean, he's a senior. He's going to be moving on. And I think it looks like he's going to be in the league. But this, I guess it does allow for a longer closeout and more space. So it provides an advantage.
Caravan, his jumper, splash!
But I think he's missed some shots because your percentage goes down with range.
Nice double curl off of Reed there.
He's the key. Numbers here.
Cadeau, the bounce. Johnson through his legs, saves it for Gale. Off the drive, McKinney sets the feet, fires, connects! A big one for McKinney!
Broken play, but what a find.
Just right there. Had a layup they couldn't convert. then on the other end, McKinney knocking down a three, a 5-point swing.
5-point swing. They said it too.
Off the drive, McKinney sets the feet, fires, connects! A big one for McKinney!
Broken play.
So I was mistaken. They were down 6. All right, let's check it out again.
Nice double curl off of Reed there.
He's the key. Under's there.
Cadeau, the bounce, Johnson through his legs, saves it for Gale. Off the drive, McKinney sets the feet, fires, connects! A big one for McKinney!
Broken play, but what a find. This was right there. Had a layup they couldn't convert. And then on the other end, McKinney knocked
So they didn't show the layup that didn't convert, but yeah,
5-point swing.
you would have been down 4. Instead, you're down 9.
How many times have we seen
With 2 minutes left, that kills him.
7-point game, 42 seconds left. Mullen swing for ball, rises up, ball, banks it in!
And if you get that bounce and you're down 4 instead of 9 or whatever it was, right? I mean, you're down 7 here, but
Rewarded beautifully.
Smith, length of the floor, layup doesn't go, ball knocked around.
inside hand reverse. I want to see that again. Hold on.